So 3rd of July, Steve and I headed off on a 14-day Himalayan Rumble with Nevermind, travelling from Melbourne to Delhi, and arriving there in the morning. We checked into the Dara Palace and had a look around. Our first day was free, so we checked out the local market, had a wander around, tried some samosas, checked out local spice markets, and yeah, pretty busy, pretty noisy.
Oh wow, that smells great. Oh, that smells fantastic.
How does India smell? Delicious.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here's a shot of Chris and James checking out the public toilets. So day 2, rocked around. We up early on a bus for 16 hours to travel 250 kilometres from Delhi to the base of the mountains to a town called Manali. There we'd meet our support crew, our support bus, and start our 9-day, 1,300 kilometre trip around the Himalayas. Well, luckily we did make it into Manali safely, so we celebrated with a scotch and then had an early night getting ready for our start of our riding the next day. The motorbike section of the Himalayan Rumble is going to cover 1,300 kilometres over 9 days and about 50,000 corners by my reckoning. We start in the mountain village of Manali, we then head south, then east to the Spiti and Kanare Valley, through Tabo and Kaza, visiting some of the world's oldest monasteries, heading north through Keelong, and then across some of the world's highest roads, and ending up in Leh. So after a good night's sleep and some breakfast, we saddled up and got blessed with a bindi on our forehead, blessed the bikes, blessed us, got into formation and got ready to hit the road. So we had a selection of 2 types of bikes. They were both Royal Enfields. There was the Bullet 500cc and then the more modern Himalayan 400cc 4-stroke adventure tourer. So day 1 was pretty short, only about a 4-hour ride. We stopped at a place called Jibi. It was pretty warm, surprisingly. It was 35 odd degrees, so upon having some lunch we headed straight for the river and time for a swim.
It's really nice, just come into the gravel. Once you get on the gravel it's fine. Don't breathe it in! Don't swallow it! How good is that? Oh.
So after a swim we partook in some 8% alcohol 2-ball beers. Very, very nice. So rather than doing a day-by-day chronological video, I thought I'd put the footage together by the sort of terrain we did, so twisties, mountain passes, snow, dangerous roads, etc. So let's start off with the twisties. This part's interesting. The road was washed away pretty badly. The army got caught in with some diggers and they had to reconstruct it. So after 2 hours, we ran away again. It was a bit of chaos, but look, it added to the adventure. So time for lunch again. The food was pretty much all vegetarian, mainly curries, rice, dal, lentils. Were very good. There were plenty of cafes on the side of the roads to have a drink and some food as well. As far as accommodation, it was mainly hotels apart from tents for 2 nights. This is the Mountain Lodge in Manali. This was in Jispa, one of the lodges there, and this is Chandrital, where we stayed in tents with en-suites up in the mountains at about 3,500 metres from memory. My roommate Steve in a tent with the ensuite, even with slate paving in the ensuite there. There is a good selection of some of the dangerous roads that we came across. This is the Kinnair Valley. Awesome views. lucky with mechanical failures. We only had one puncture, a few bikes had exhaust come loose and bolts come loose, but by and large we didn't have too many problems, and the local support crew was there to help us out, so we were on our way pretty quickly. It was funny, at one point we'd done about 60 kilometres of really crappy roads and we've come across some smooth tarmac. Steve decided to get out and kiss the dirt and make a blessing to the higher powers to say thank you for smooth roads again. Overtaking was fun at the best of times. The truckies were pretty good. They'd flash their indicators when it was safe to pass, left and right. Always had to toot your horn to let them know that you were there, and they'd generally reciprocate. Very courteous drivers. I guess you had to be. There's not much room for error on these roads. Coming up against these fuel trucks, I thought we'd get past a few of them. And wasn't quite expecting what happened next. Here's a shot of the gang at the Chandra Tail Pass with a bit of snow in the background. Here's the sign of the world's second highest road and the world's highest road crossing. Followed by another shot of the gang. Steve and I are looking down with Lay in the background in the valley. Another good shot with a couple of, about a 10-day growth happening there. And then upon getting back in Delhi, a few beers at the town hall bar, meet after 2 weeks without it, and then a short side tour down to Agra, time for a nice beer by the pool, enjoy some sunshine, and then we did 2 tours of the Taj Mahal. We did 1 night tour and 1 day tour, and got plenty of photos. But now I suppose the question in our minds is, now that we've done this trip, where do we go next?